So you will have some questions after you leave here. I mean, ask them now too, but so use the name discussions to put out your questions, because a lot of people will have the same questions. It's called forum up on the top there, but then it drops down and it becomes a discussion. If you have a private question that you don't want everyone else to hear, you can definitely Twitter me, email me, call me, and if I'm not able to help, Meg's there too. So don't hesitate to do that as you get started, even if you think it's a really dumb question. I'll be very sympathetic to the dumb questions. And the time frame for the project, plan to set a goal to finish it 3 months from when you start. You may finish it much sooner. You may find out it's this huge thing, and maybe you want to promote a book that doesn't come out till next fall, so then it takes longer. But that gives you more time to do the social networking. But we were trying to come up with a time frame. We also want to help you out by giving some benchmarks, like the one we just gave for when the proposal should be done. These again are suggestions. They're not like you don't have to do it, but maybe it says like by now you should have signed for Twitter and started your blog and have commented on other people's blogs by this date. So we'll post that for you guys, so you have some idea of like what where you should be. It doesn't mean you have to be there, where you could be.
How are you guys doing? Are you mortified, or are you
overwhelmed? Is it scary?
Don't worry about me.
I think Laura has one more thing she wanted to say, and then I thought we did.
Actually, is Albert going to be talking?
Yeah, Albert's coming next.
Okay, because he's going to talk about SEO, which search engine optimization and keyword searching, and that will also be an early thing that you're going to do. Let's say you come up with a name for your idea, your product, or your blog. You have to find out if other people have it and what the usage already is. And is there anything more about that? It's basically a search for that. So I would, if I were you guys, I'd keep track of the things that you do. Almost keep like a diary of like, okay, today I searched for my name and found out I can get it. And you'd be amazed in a month like how much you've done in a month, all these different things that you've done. And maybe you'll do them again and you'll get better the next time. But
and you can tweet about it, and you can make it a whole process.
You tweet to everyone in here because we'll all be interested. And that's really it for me. I just want to mention, I think I said this already, but I'm going to be doing my own project. I won't tell you what it is right now, but I have something I want to do too, so I'm going to be doing it along with you guys. Now, do you guys have any questions about anything, like how, breathe when you leave here, what you think you're going to do? Do you sort of know do you understand the kind of projects we're looking for?
Any ideas as to what you guys want to do? Are you surprised that this is the kind of thing that you're going to be doing? Is this reaction?
They're stunned. Well, people are still smiling. Don't you'll get it as you start looking closer at it and at the website.
Can I ask kind of a logistical question? If you already have a blog, do you want one particularly focused on this project, like a sort of new one then?
No. I think you can afford. I mean, it's what you want to do with it. I mean, I think we'll leave that completely up to you. If you want to have a separate blog for this project, you can do that. If you want to incorporate it into a personal blog, you're welcome to do that. It's really all about how you want to approach this, how you want to integrate it or not.
And if you want to try out a new blog platform, this would be a good chance to do that.
How would that work with the release? You guys are gonna have a sign if you
We wouldn't control. Yeah, we would not.
Want that? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make that clear that I don't want to have any domain, any control over your own blog stuff. I mean, that's I would be sympathetic to that. That's not what we're looking for here. I just don't want anybody to come out of the woodwork and say, hey, you launched something or other, that's mine. Because that would be unpleasant.
Yeah, what I can see happening is you might have a big idea, and one aspect of it is using DailyLit to get it out there. But then there's other bigger parts that are yours, right? I don't know. That aren't at all to do with DailyLit. So, but if it's something that you're creating for DailyLit, then I would say they get to have it. Because their idea. I mean, this whole thing is a really neat thing that they're doing to support you guys and give you a reason to go out there and start something. Well, I'm just going to go back there and see if my video camera's still taping. But if you have any questions for me, just let me know.
guest speaker for today.
So Alvin's role today is sort of internet guru, and he's going to talk a little bit about just sort of, I mean, it sounds stupid to say it's like, you know, introductory sort of internet things, but I know when I started DailyLit, you know, I use the internet obviously the way everybody does, but I learned so much from it just the first couple, you know, days and weeks that, you know, things that I didn't know that are really helpful. So he's just going to kind of talk about that and then talk about some specific resources that you might want to use.
So I'm Albert. Nice to meet you all. We're in the conference room here of from called Union Square Ventures, which is a venture capital firm here in New York, where we invest in internet companies. And we all wanted to use Twitter because we're investors in Twitter. We have to use it. It's mandatory.
Once you have pizza and code from here, then that's
we have you now.
So I've basically been involved with companies on the internet since about '96, when I had my first internet startup, which was in the healthcare field. And so some of the stuff that's here now all feels entirely new and exciting, and some of it actually is 13 plus years old. I think one of the things that's important is if you use the internet is to learn a little bit about some of the underlying technologies, just so you have a bit of a sense of what's going on. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I use a TV without necessarily knowing how it all works. But if you're going to be involved with the creation of websites, the creation of web content, it helps to have some sense of how some of the key technologies work. And one of the great things about the internet is that all those technologies are sort of in a way exposed to you, because I don't know who's ever clicked in their browser and clicked on the right-click button on the mouse, or control-clicked if they're using a Mac and said show source, which shows you what the page actually is. Who's ever done that? Okay, good. So you have some idea of sort of what some of the underlying structure of a page is, and I think it's a good idea to learn sort of some very simple HTML. So if you ever need to sort of understand why something doesn't look the way it ought to, you have some idea of why that is. And there are great resources online. So there's something called w3schools.com, where it has terrific tutorials, and in one afternoon you can learn pretty much all the HTML you probably ever want to learn.
We'll sign an email around all this stuff, just so you know.
And there are certain blogging platforms, for instance, such as Tumblr, which is a free blogging platform where you can customize your pages, and you can customize it, and you're allowed to use HTML, so you can really create something that looks and expresses who you are and who you want to be on the internet. The other key technology on the internet that's really important to understand is search. The reason it's important to understand is because search is how people find things.